talk about something with you, B. Let me talk about. I know what you're thinking. This is a misdirect, and you're going to be so excited about misdirect. Oh, you think this is a Brennan Schaub segment? It's not. It's a Big Gay Lion segment.
BGL.
BG.
Let's do it, baby.
Oh, okay.
Let's do it, baby.
How many calories does Mark Harley eat in a day?
I don't care. But I'm
how
sure
much
this is gonna be
calorie? Hey,
embarrassing.
do me a favor, Frozen. Look up how much calorie cum has. Thank you.
And times that.
Times
by
that.
Why do I
gallons.
need to look that? Virgie, where are you?
Virgie completely left you hanging by yourself. You're
God
drowning.
damn it.
Fucking Virgie's like, oh, Frozen's here. I don't gotta work.
No, he's
Oh,
gone.
dude, I'm here. I'm sorry. My fucking mic was fucking up. I've been muted for so long.
You're such a stupid idiot.
Mark eat?
I have
It's
zero
disgusting.
self-consciousness.
It's
about eating.
disgusting.
Maybe I should. I mean,
I'm sorry.
You ever seen Mark eat?
I have
It's
zero
disgusting.
self-consciousness.
It's
about eating.
disgusting.
Maybe I should. I mean,
I don't
probably
think you're
should have a lot
aware of
more.
it. It's literally
Yeah.
like the Cookie Monster, but with like lasagna.
No, look, people.
So Garfield.
believe I said
Garfield. If it's lasagna,
Cookie Monster,
the
but
joke
with
is
lasagna.
Garfield, you stupid fuck. Oh my God. It's a basic joke, Merce. I'm sorry. They don't teach that? They don't teach that at the San Francisco Comedy College?
Well, he didn't go. He didn't attend. Mark might correct him. He might be like, well, actually,
Mark, fuck you, Merce. Hey, you. I'll give it a chance.
when I used to do
Mark.
my A-B improv exercises,
Yes, and.
yes,
We'll go
Like
like
telling
this.
me my whole life.
Also, to answer your question, Royce,
Yeah.
from earlier, 5 to 25 calories.
Okay.
you know who actually does eat like that too?
Hold on, I'm updating my Fitbit.
Okay. You're an asshole.
Sorry, go ahead.
He's such an ass.
Okay, sorry.
No, I was gonna say fucking Alex Rosen eats like that. He eats like a madman, like a Tasmanian devil.
That makes sense.
Almost everyone who ever sees me eat, because it's a few different things. I mean, sloppiness would be one vector, but also the speed at which I eat seems to frighten people. They're like,
How many calories do you take a day in?
the upper limit is very high. I usually don't, so it's like, when we're on the road and we go somewhere, it's like, yeah,
but Mark,
I may eat 10,000 calories in a day, but normally like 3,000.
Yeah,
10,000.
Tom, I asked him a question. I'm going to interrupt him, B. I asked him a question. I'm going to interrupt him, though, while he answers it.
yeah, I don't care. But but when you eat, no one cares. But when you eat, slow down. When you
This is a new thing. Who's he stealing from now? He adds things. He adds new things to his repertoire, to his Voltron of shittiness.
eat, it's like you eat like you're in the military. Like we're rushing you
Yes.
to go off to war.
Prison.
Yeah, people will be like,
Prison,
hey,
military.
slow
You
down.
ever seen military
I'm
guys
I
eat
just-
like they don't, like the chow, like the chow yard? Like they don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, like you're a Navy SEAL and it's like you have like 20, like, they have like some
Yeah, there's
certain
no
amount,
rush
like,
to-
whatever you
Did
can.
you grow up with brothers?
I did.
And I remember having this.
We
So
all
did
did.
I.
Like,
Oh,
a big
Mona
family,
grew
though?
up
That was me. Sorry.
like
Like
not poor, but like there was
Food wasn't
some
unlimited.
idea. It wasn't. Yeah, like I'd go over to other people's houses, and be like, oh, you guys have a pantry? Like that's crazy.
yeah.
Like you just have unlimited food.
Yeah.
Where did you live? The zoo?
Yeah, I mean, I was poor, but we had a pantry with food in it.
I mean, home didn't have a pantry. It might have been poor food, but it was still sure the cereal was in bags and not in boxes, but had a pantry.
Because like that's the gallon of milk, and I'm getting to it before you do. So I don't know, but like.
No, that's.
I don't feel any self-conscious about it. I probably should because it immediately reveals it's like, oh, this person didn't grow up with money, or whatever it
but
said.
there-
I
there's
don't
nothing
think-
wrong with that,
I don't
but
think-
that's
no, I don't think
very
that.
common.
Yeah, I
It
don't
said-
think they
No,
grew up
it's
with
very
money.
common when you.
Okay, I'm sorry. As somebody, we do shows together in person and remote. How do you not figure out how not to talk over each other by now? I don't get it. It's not that hard. It's amateur hour shit.
It's mostly Brendan.
Yeah. True, good point.
You have a big family and food is not abundant.
Yeah,
You're not getting seconds unless you hurry up.
yeah. So
Maybe the face is so big because it's Coke below Papa.
You've never seen someone eat like Mark. Man. I'm telling you, it's,
I would say
Maybe I don't know.
speed, especially because people will be like, maybe people could eat more in a contest or something like that. But as far as pure speed,
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Never in my life.
They clipped this. This was a segment that they thought
Wait, this is their clip?
Fighter and the Kid.
I thought somebody clipped this just to make fun of Big Gay Lion.
I pulled this because I was like, oh my God, they clipped this. Why? There's nothing to this story other than how many calories he eats.
like didn't the Kogi truck burrito, like it's a Korean barbecue
Yeah.
burritos.
You ate it
my
before
friend,
we even
I
got
ate
to the
6
street.
of those in 5 minutes without a drink. Like, or I should say, the bet was that
He brags like a child. Who brags about how much food they eat when they're like 40? Like, who does that?
I could eat 6.
you're
and
not
I got the 6th one in my mouth.
But
and,
I feel like you're not
There's just
enjoying
no
the
substance to this man.
Yeah, he's very.
There's nothing behind muscles, lion's mane, and calories.
food.
That's sort of the
That's what bothers me.
right.
You're not tasting.
I do because my taste buds function, but people always say that too. Like, you're not tasting the food. I am, and that's what makes me want more of it. I could. It's for example, when I go to a nice restaurant like a French restaurant or something, I'll be like, oh man, every bite is really good, and I do know what that feels like to do that.
He knows what it feels like.
This
to
clip's
eat
almost
food.
over. What's the point of this clip?
I'm hoping. Hear me out on this.
Okay.
I'm hoping it ends with a massive like gas explosion in the
Okay,
studio.
yeah, that makes sense.
Because then you go, whoa, now I know how they clipped it. Everybody wants to. I would have titled it differently. I wouldn't have titled it. How many?
Okay, hear me out. Remember the Great White concert?
Yes.
Like something like that.
So maybe like a fire breaks out, but they're also locked in and terrified and banging on the walls. This would be great. Good ending.
By the way, when I said Great White concert, I didn't mean Kenny Chesney. I meant like the band Great White.
But sometimes I feel like you like putting away the food. I'll be like, oh shit, I need to pretend like I eat slow right
I was gonna say, when you go on a date, is your girl like, "Hey, man"?
Yes, it's almost like farting in front of a girl. It's like, oh, now you know that I like do these gross things. I have enough self-consciousness to be like, if I'm trying to impress somebody, I won't eat like a maniac. But
Yeah.
That's it.
That was the clip.
That's the clip.
Okay, maybe he's a little better on. He won somebody else's show. Looks like fucking Adonis Paul, but I guess not.
bulking for football season, like I can't do this. You know, my football coach called me out because we would do this like 5-mile hill run every week on like Fridays, and he saw me on the way to it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, coach, like I'm trying to gain weight right now." He's like, "Oh, so you can't run for 45 minutes?"
Okay.
About equipoise or deca or anything like that. It's always like, so like how much trend should I take? I'm like, this is your first cycle, like, and you barely lift weights or whatever. You know, I'm sure you get this a lot too, where it's just like,
Well, we already know because listen, Mersh, if you ever want to get into the dark arts of steroids, the
dark arts.
Yeah, they call the dark arts. Well, that's because I associate it with Trenton.
Wait, are you an N person? So I'm more of an S person.
Well, I'm the S person. You're the potato end person. So the person I'm going to listen to is the guy who said, "Don't go to the doctor, get your blood work done. Just go on the dark web and buy."
You'll figure it out. You'll figure out the right mixture for you.
Please, guys, if you're hearing this, do not. If you ever, I do not frown on people that take steroid cycles, but do research and do it right. Okay.
your mind has been hacked into thinking this is the first step that you
This
take.
guy goes to the fucking opens a Tor browser, goes to realsteroids.biz, and he just fucking just buys that, I guess,
Uses his actual debit card.
because he's an idiot. Yeah.
Getting jacked, and it's just not
Fucking his email, the real Mark Harley at gmail.com.
true at all. Now, I was gonna.
It's been romanticized.
Yeah.
basically, just like sports cars. Everybody wants a Ferrari.
Yeah.
But there's hundreds of sports cars to
I don't want a Ferrari.
choose from. I mean, I need that Ferrari.
Right.
You know, and it's the same.
I don't want to. This guy's really overvaluing how much people want Ferraris.
If I was rich right now, I would just get a much nicer version of the car I have now, like something like the same, like an SUV that's just loaded with nice stuff, and it costs like $60,000. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is a cap to how much enjoyment you're gonna get out of an item when it goes from like 60, 80 grand to like 250 grand. It's like, dude, just get the 60 grand car. You're gonna get in it. You're gonna be comfy. You know what I mean? Wintertime, you're gonna have a heated steering wheel. What else do you really fucking need?
The only thing that really
Relax.
wants a Ferrari is like my high school trapper keeper. A Testarossa.
Or high school you.
High
you
school
know,
me.
go,
They're like,
yeah,
oh,
that'd
it's
be
so cool. Then you're like, what's the gas
$250,000
mileage
car.
on it?
The first time
My question isn't how fast it is. Like, does it have Android Auto?
Yeah.
And that's
Bluetooth
what-
is a play. Yeah,
Bluetooth's in,
Bluetooth's
right?
cool. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
that's fine.
With steroids, there's multiple steroids you can take.
Because with a
but everybody
Ferrari too,
wants-
the minute a shopping cart touches it lightly, your life's over.
That's it.
Would ask about like, or comment on you doing the fasting mimicking diet and losing a lot of muscle, then putting it right back on. But before that, I was going to say, the roid rage thing, because we kind of Tren is almost like synonymous when you think of like people who are actually road rage.
Yes, Tren will make you angry. Here's the thing with
That's like the notorious one.
Just like
and Deca, the two that
right.
Like,
It's
make you a
equivalent to
little-
like tequila makes you fucking makes you kind of worse than other booze for some people. Trends like that. The thing is with roid rage, it is overblown because roid rage doesn't make somebody who's calm crazy. It makes somebody who's crazy crazier. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if you're somebody who's already a fucking hothead,
It makes somebody who's calm moody.
yeah, moody, sure,
But if you're blowing up on Tren, it's because you're a guy that was either blowing up all the time or blowing up often enough that you're a guy who blows up.
or knew Kevin Sullivan and had a Bowflex.
I have nothing to do with that. All right, I was far away.
Taken Tren. The most I've taken is 100 milligrams per day for 10 days. The real thing I noticed was
They're taking 100 milligrams of Tren a day for 5 days.
10 days, he said.
10. I'm sorry.
10.
They're
That's why I made the face. I was like, that's a lot.
That's a lot of Tren if they're stacking it with something.
super horny, and also my workouts suffered. Like your cardiovascular capacity. It's the first time I'm like, oh, I'm getting a headache. You know, I'm doing 6 sets of biceps, and
You were doing 100 milligrams, because I thought he was talking about someone else, and now he's confirming, of Tren, not a weekly shot, because I know some people that, only 300 milligrams a week, right, of Tren, and probably stacking it with a bunch of other stuff. But you're taking that much. What is wrong with you? Do you understand that you can get the same result? But that's the issue. It's like, even steroids, there's diminishing returns at a certain point, right? It doesn't matter how much you take, your body's going to be, that's it. Your body's like, this is it. So that's a ridiculous amount of Tren. And by the way, Trenton could back me up on this, I'm sure.
I just want to quit, It's not comfortable, but I just had like a bunch of stuff on hand, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to shoot a music video in a couple of weeks. Like, if I just take 100 milligrams of 200 milligrams of Winstrol a day, 100 milligrams Tren a day, 100 milligrams Primo a day.
The Winstrol and the Tren.
Thank you, Trenton Wade. He's probably doing Tren A, which is daily to every other day. Man, having Trenton here is so great.
Together.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is, like trenbolone, it's a progestogenic compound, so it can activate the progesterone receptor a little bit. That's why some guys get thicker skin on trenbolone.
Yeah.
It's mostly happens with dandrolone, but with trenbolone it happens also. And then there's a little bit of evidence that Winstrol can inhibit.
I remember reading that back in the
progesterone
day.
receptor.
Okay, but here's the thing you have to remember Big A Lion. Big A Lion's not even competing. So he's taking... If Mr. Olympia was doing this, I'd be like, you got to do what it takes, bro. You're top tier.
Yeah, because everyone's
I
going to
mean,
be doing
that's like the pinnacle of perfection. I think it looks gross, but you know what I mean.
I think it looks gross, but yeah.
But I get it. But you're doing this to be a podcast producer?
He's doing this because he can't get laid or have anything going in his life unless he looks like a big gay lion.
And then you're always going to get typecast as a big muscular retard, you big muscular retard.